Hello, Elke Clijsters. Thank you very much for being with me today. Big honor.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be here.
It's been 3 years that we've seen each other in the Brussels Premier Padel, and I thought it would be interesting to invite you in my podcast because I talk about tennis and about padel. We have the same passion, both of us. So I was interested in knowing you were a tennis player in the beginning of your young career. Can you tell us a little bit about what made you want to take this, to embrace that career? And you had to stop because of an injury, but how did it go? And is it since you were really little that you wanted to do that job?
Yes. So when I was 5, I started to play tennis. So I think it's a good age. It's young, but I think it's a good age to start to feel the ball. And I think also for padel, smaller children who learn to play early, I think it's good. So I started to play when I was 5, and my cousin used to play.
Okay.
So that's how my sister started to play. And then I think everyone knows my sister. A lot of people know my sister. So then my sister played. Yeah.
Who is she?
Yeah. So she started to play, and I was like the little sister. And I was like, okay, I want to do the same thing. So that's how I rolled into tennis. And then
watching her, that's how you wanted to?
Watching family members play. My mom and my dad were not into tennis. My dad was a soccer player, football player. My mom was gymnastics. So
you were in sport already?
Yes, we have my family was in sport, but not in tennis. So this was my cousin and my sister was. So that's how I saw it.
Okay.
And then I was good at it. So I had a lot of touch. I liked it. I enjoyed it very much. I started to play tournaments in Belgium, and I became Belgian champion. So I was very young. At a young age, I was very good, very talented.
Belgian champion at what age?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay.
I think I from the first tournament that it's possible. I don't remember what age it was, but I think I was it every year.
Okay.
So for me, it was I was always number one. So it was a big difference with other people in Belgium. So I was very talented. Then I went to, from under 12, I went to international tournaments. I went to the sports, the VTV, so Tennis Vlaanderen, to the school. It was a sports school. And then until...
Where to the school?
It was in Antwerp.
Oh, in Wilrijk.
Yeah,
so the national center.
Yes, the national center. I played a lot of international tournaments. I was number 1 in juniors doubles. I was 32 in singles. So I was very good at a young age, but I was not always happy.
No,
I was not always happy. For me,
too much pressure, or
I think it's a mental game. My sister was very good at blocking a lot of thoughts. For me, when I went on the court, I was like, okay, I don't want to disappoint my mom or dad, or I want to be as good as my sister, whatever it was in my head, the insecurities. So this was an issue for me, but I was young, so it's normal, I guess. And then I got at my when I was 13 years old, I already had a diagnosis of a back of arthrose.
Okay.
I don't know in English the word.
13 years old.
13 years old, they told me you have to stop.
Oh, what?
So I was crying, and I was to my mom like, I don't want to stop tennis. I love it so much. And then I played until I was 19, 20 years old, and then that's when I stopped because I was injured a lot on my back, and I wasn't happy anymore.
It was too painful to keep going, or it was too dangerous, or
it was too. It was the reason I started to be unhappy.
Okay.
It was on one hand, on one side there was the life that I saw with my sister and professionals. That was not always the life that people see. It's a hard life. It's a good life. It's not to complain, but it's not always easy.
No.
Which it was hard for me. I liked being in Belgium and being with my friends. And then my injury, where I used to train 4 hours a day. So if I would train 4 hours a day, the next morning I had to lay down for an hour because I couldn't get out of bed because of my back. So
young.
I could play, but it was always, I could play yes, then not, yes, not. So there was no stability in my injury. So I decided at a young age, actually at 19 or 20, I think it was 19, that my happiness and my personal life is more important than sports. At that time for tennis, I wrote down, I had like a little book, I will tell you this. I had a little book where I wrote down 10 things if I ever want to start again, tennis, I have to read it. So it was like, okay, back injury, back pain, traveling a lot, which I didn't want at the time, missing my friends.
You put the columns.
So I put 10 obvious reasons for me why I stopped. And I think 5 years later, when I was 25, I moved out of that place and I found it again and I threw it away. So I never had to open it again. So I was never, it was always a good decision for me to have stopped tennis.
You never regret.
I never regret. Of course, when I won against Petkovic when in juniors, I think every game we played, I won. I played against Sharapova. I won a set one time in practice against her. So if you see them do well, there is this thought in your mind, in your head that goes like, I was as good as them, but I know the life. I know how hard it sometimes was for my sister. So I never regretted not doing a tennis career any further. Yeah.
And how, you said you were good in junior. Your sister is 2 years older than you. How did she follow the same path as you did, or she was faster, improving better? And how did you live that, seeing that you were good, but that maybe she was even better? Did you live easily with that?
So my sister, it was faster. She was, when she was 14, 15, I think, she played her first quarterfinals against Steffi Graf in Wimbledon. So she played the big Grand Slams from the women when she was 15, I think. I don't want to make a mistake, but I think it was 15. So she was at a young age. She was like already WTA, playing Grand Slams, which I was still like, I'm so proud about. But for me, when I'm 14 or 13, as a younger sister, you're like, people telling me like, oh, you're the sister of. Like the first year, I was like, no, I'm Elke, please leave me alone. But then you start to live with it, and you start to understand that it's completely normal. People see it like that. The advantage I had, so the good thing I had, my sister being in the spotlight and being in her career, I had to develop my personality outside of this very strongly. So for me, I'm very happy it was like this, because I'm happy she had a career, but I don't want to be her. So I'm very proud of my path as a person. So it's a different view. So
must have been hard to put some pressure on yourself.
It was hard in the beginning, but then you cope, you deal. I'm a very positive person. I can have negative thoughts, but I try to make a lesson. You know, I try to, okay, what is this? Even at a young age, I lost a friend. She died. My mom was sick. So at a young age, I had to learn making the best of difficult situations. So for me, being the sister of has been the first year difficult, but I learned to see all the good things of this situation. So I wouldn't want it any other way. So it's, for me, I'm happy for her. She had this career, and I'm happy for me. I had a different path. So yeah, this is how it is. Yeah.
And it must have been difficult for her too, to see her young sister, maybe that she wanted you to be as good as she was, and maybe it was also difficult for her to see that, and maybe to feel guilty because she was maybe performing better than you. We ignore it, but maybe it was the case.
That is a really good question. Actually, even for me, so many years later, it's a really good question. I think she definitely had moments where she felt like, oh, I want my sister to do well. But I also think that the sports life, and it's very focused on you. Yeah. So I think the focus was more on her and her career, which is fine. So I think it was at times, yes, but at times, of course, not. Yeah. Which is also fine.
What about your parents? Your dad, that was that was very present in your life, very behind your career. How did he live through that decision that you made because of the pain, and how did that go? I
think for my mom, her personality, she's like, you do you do whatever makes you feel happy, and life is. I think she was fine. I think for my dad, he felt a bit sad about it that I stopped, because he saw the potential of my talent. But he was always like, if there was in the media, or people would ask him on the street, like, how's Kim doing? He would always be like, yeah, but I have 2 daughters. So he was always there to, I never had a feeling that he had only 1 daughter, like, you know, so we were a normal family. Yeah. my dad passed away. So we were a normal family, and he always had two daughters. Yeah, so it was not like Kim, the tennis player, and the sister. So it was just, oh no, Kim, you behave. You're not doing like, don't be like this, and Elke, you do this. So we're like a normal family. So I never had a feeling that there was a difference in our life, in our family.
Which is good, because it mustn't be easy to handle as a dad.
Absolutely, and he did it well. He handled it well. He always made me feel like I mattered also, so he did it well. And my mom also.
Well, he probably was very proud of you.
Yes, I think so. And my way, like I think my personality leans very close to his personality. I think my mom and my sister, they look more alike from personality. So I'm sure that I know my dad liked the way I was in life without tennis. So it's enough.
And when you stopped, did you want to continue to go and see Kim perform, or did you want to step up away from the circuit and leave it a little bit behind you?
No, because I remember my sister not winning a Grand Slam in the beginning, and Justine and I think she had one, and there was like in this media, this pressure, like when is Kim gonna win a Grand Slam? And I felt the pressure for my sister. So I remember being there at our first US Open victory. I was there, and I felt the joy that she had. So no, I was there. I liked living with her, like feeling her career and feeling her emotions, and I wanted her to do well. But I was a 20-year-old, 21-year-old girl who likes her friends and who likes to have a good life. And it's not that I partied a lot, but I like to enjoy my... No, it's not. It's not even partying. No, it's more traveling and more enjoying my own life. So I was mom at 24. My dad was sick the years before, so I was there for my dad when he was sick. So the things I did for me, and not always having to follow my sister around, it was because it made me happy. And I was there for Kim once in a while in a Grand Slam, or wanting to see her do well. But I had my own life, like everyone has. So even now, like she lives in America. It's hard for me to visit because I have my 2 children. They have hobbies. I can't be like 2 weeks. I will go to America for 2 weeks. It's difficult. So we have our own lives. You still see each other through FaceTime? Yeah, we often, call once in a while. Her husband Brian, I have a good connection with him also. So he's like a big brother to me. I don't hear them a lot, but I hear them once in a while, and it's fine. We have our own lives, you know. And when someone lives far away, there's something that happens that, like, my close friends who live, I will call them first probably. Of course. So that's what happens. But I love her very much, and she's my big sister. So there is this love that will never go away wherever she moves, or that's what it is. Of course. But I have my own life, so which is good. And her daughter plays in Belgium basketball. Yeah, she plays for the national team now. Yeah, but I think last year also, and she will. She's good at basketball. So you see her sometimes. Your niece. Niece. Yes, I am her godmother also. So the last time she was in Belgium, I went to see a match of her, a game. I don't see her often, but I'm so proud of her. She's doing very well, but also not even with sports, also as a person. She's a really, really strong and kind girl. So she's cool. Good, great. And you did also a career in tennis. Well, you were 244 in the world. WTA. How much? WTA, I was 244. Yeah, I didn't remember. That's your best that's not so ranking. Bad. That's not bad, huh? Not bad, but I didn't remember. So well, I reminded you. Yeah, thank you. It's good for you. Made my day. It's a good ranking. I was young, and I came out of juniors, so. And then you found in love with paddle very early, before the big move happened in Belgium, because the big move happened during COVID time. But you discovered paddle in 2019, 6 years ago. There. Yeah. So you were among the best players in Belgium, because at the time we were not many to play paddle. Now but it's also because I'm good. And it's not only because we were not many.
Of course, because you're good. And I would like to play against you once.
Yeah, let's do it.
Or with you,
Let's
whatever.
do it. Yeah,
But,
you play right, so I play left. We can play a match together. It's good.
But
let's play a tournament together.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's on camera and it's on tape, so we'll do it.
I record it. You are witness. She is okay to do one tournament. I did one with Sabine.
Yeah, okay.
I was so impressed.
Yeah.
Because, when I was young, I was a ball kid for her. And I was looking all her matches because I'm a big tennis fan. So I was watching all her matches. And then when I was on the court with her, I was just like this.
So nervous.
And I didn't manage to do a proper volley. So I think she never wants to play with me again.
No. Sabine is not like that.
But I think with you, it will be less pressure.
Yeah, it's different
on my shoulder.
When you have like a fan thing to someone. It's so maybe we'll win a tournament.
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna knock on wood.
and why paddle? You like paddle more than tennis? If you had to compare?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am very much a team player.
Okay.
So that's why I was always doubles better than singles in tennis. So I love being on a court with someone else, sharing the experience, thinking about tactics,
wanting to win
together, but also helping each other through the difficult moments. Like if she's having a bad game, like I'll be like, let's go. And if I'm feeling bad, like someone else will be there. So I like the teamwork. Yeah. So paddle is team play, and I like this. And I started 6 years ago, around 6 years ago in Spain, a lesson. I was at a retreat and there was a court, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try this sport. And I immediately fell in love. But also I think the feeling I had from tennis, like, the ball is a bit smaller than a tennis ball, but it's a kind of a tennis ball, and having the feeling again of competing, wanting to compete, having a new challenge in life after you have babies and children. It made me feel good. I started 6 years ago, and then I became number one in Belgium or Flanders.
Well, Belgium, because in Wallonia we are less good than you. Usually, so you can say number one.
But I played a lot of tournaments also because of this. I became number one. I think coming out of tennis, for me, it's a very much of an advantage. Yeah. Some people say like, oh, but you have to play more paddle. I don't agree, because paddle is becoming faster and faster. Yeah. More tennis players are doing it. So it's like when you had in tennis, you had in maybe before the Williams sisters, it was slower. Tennis was slower. So sports, they change. Yeah. And I feel like paddle has changed the last years into more aggressive, more fast. You still have, of course, the paddle tactics, and it's a mix, of course, but I think it's faster than 6 years ago.
Even I would have said that of boys, but even girls.
Yes, I think so. I think so. For us, it's more difficult to hit the ball out of the cage, but I feel like there is more pressure in the volleys, more in the overheads. There is the game is faster. That's how it feels for me. And
you train a lot?
No. No.
So you're just good instinctively.
I am very yes, it's my physics is, I have to be honest, it can be much better, but I think I still have the talent from tennis a bit. I don't want to be arrogant at all, but I have the touch, and I can read a game. So if I win the Masters last year, I won the Masters in Belgium with Eline Boeikes. I think I played maybe the months before 3 times. Okay. And I don't want to be, but it's how it is. Yeah. So I think if I would train full time, I think I would be a very, very good level. Now I'm a bit lazy sometimes.
And you didn't want to train more to give yourself a chance to for example, to play more with Eline, or?
I did 4 years ago, but then they had doubles partners. Okay. So it's very difficult when it was all situated in Antwerp more, and they play doubles together. And if you come as a new person, it was difficult for me to find like a partner where I could say like, okay, let's play international tournaments. So I didn't do that. I had babies also. But I thought about it, yes. Yeah. But then it didn't.
But you still like competition, and today, last year, you were in the World Championship of Senior women.
Yes.
I always have dreamt to come with you in the team 45 plus. I never managed because the Flemish are better than us, so they always go
But it's close,
in front of us. I'm very close.
It's close now?
I think maybe when I'm 65, I will manage to do it.
Yeah, but you have every age you can try.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, but you did it, and it was a great experience.
It was actually one of the best experiences for me in paddle so far.
Yeah.
Because there is this energy in our team that we had. First of all, we had clear rules about who would play, and so there was no discussion during the week. So it was very easygoing, and so we were like, okay, we want to win, we want to have the best team possible, but we also want to have a drink in the evening. So there was a good mix of having with Sabine. She was there also, my partner Leonie Hurkes. We want to win when we're on court, but I think the fun and the life is as important. So we don't want to go to bed at 9 o'clock and we just want to have fun, have a nice dinner, and then play our paddle, but then, meet new people. So there was a good mix of wanting to win and the fun factor. So that's really good. So it was a good week. Leonie and I also, we didn't lose a match in the plus 35. And then we lost quarterfinals in the open 35 against the world championships, against the world champions. It was Soubrier, the girl,
the Spanish,
Charlotte, the French one.
Yeah.
So we lost against her friend, and she played here this week.
Okay.
And we lost 6-3 in the third. Good. Against the world champion. So we did well.
Great result.
So now this year will be plus 40.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be plus 40. So I think we will be selected because we won the seniors Belgian championship. I think also for plus 40 we are, I think, the best duo. And even for the normal national team, I think we are still, even we're 40, but we are, I think we still have a good level even for the normal national team.
Okay.
So we'll probably be going to the European Championships. I'm not sure yet. The selection is not there yet, but I think we will be selected because we had good results.
And you could play in the national team?
I was not selected now for the pre-selection.
Too old.
I think that's what, I don't know. I can't speak for them, but I think for me, I won the Masters this year. I had good results, so I cannot speak for them. If it's the age, then it is what it is. It's okay. I do my thing. I'm happy. I love paddle. I'm happy to be here and help. I think Sabine and I, as faces also a bit of padel in Belgium, Elena also. But I think it's a nice thing. Yeah, because you are here as a VIP accompanyant, like you help them to find their way, you welcome them, you talk with them. That's your role in the tournament? Yes, and I also I try to invite many VIPs, and I do social media. Did you know? Yeah, I do social media. So this is what I help, and then some media like this. I like doing it. Correct. I think it's good for the tournament. So thank you also. I think these things are good for paddle. It's good for the sports. So Sabine and I think maybe a little bit of working, a little bit of ambassador.
That's
Sabine
good.
Does the speaking. So we found our way here in the tournament, which is really nice. We've been here from the first time, so we've been here every year, and I hope we can stay forever until we're even older. So And
I announced in the beginning of the week that my podcast was gonna include the paddle. So before I was exclusively tennis, but now I've announced that the paddle will come in Je sais tes podcast this week. So it's also great to have you, and maybe we can do other things together later, because I will talk about tactic. I will talk about many things around paddle in the podcast.
Nice.
So and
you can always ask.
Thank you very much. And you were saying that you were welcoming VIP and inviting VIP because she is a VIP person.
I don't know if I can say this.
Well, she's got you got very well known thanks to a reality show that's called The Bachelorette.
I think it aired on TV maybe 22, and I think for me the tapings of the show was, I think, 21.
All right.
I think it's 4 years ago.
And that made you quite famous, like bekende Vlamingen in Flanders. So she's got like 71,000 people following you on Instagram. Was that a big moment in your life, that part of that reality show?
That's also a good question.
I only ask good questions.
Yes, you do. Okay, but it's a difficult question because it's a double answer. It was a change in my life, but I don't really... the value of being a VIP or celebrity or whatever people want to call it, it's not so important to me. I think people see me sometimes like this, but I think people who know me will say, but you're so normal. Yeah. So I think for me, having the Bachelorette done was a nice experience. It was also, I like to do new things. Yeah. Things I'm good at, or like I like to experience like adventures. Yeah. So for me, it was like an adventure. Okay, let's meet someone new. Yeah. Maybe a good relationship will come out of it. Who knows? It was the first time in Belgium there was a Bachelorette. It was the first and only time for now. So it was a nice experience, but also people got to know me better, which is good because I was like, I was ex-wife of, like sister of, so people got to know my personality a bit better, which was nice. Yeah. I had many like people following me and lots of good messages, so that was really nice. But on the other hand, I like my privacy sometimes. So there is people knowing you or people contacting you because you went on TV is not always easy. No. I think so. It's a double answer. It was great experience. It was a change in my life, but it has also its downsides when you come on TV. And I try to find a good balance. I try to come on TV once in a while, do something good and fun, but then go back to the normal life, which everyone has and is with my children, is working at events or whatever it is for work. I work in a store also. Okay. So
where is the store?
In Hasselt, where I live. Yeah, okay, it's only part-time. Okay,
and you give paddle lessons too?
I give paddle lessons also on the day that I'm free. Yeah, I give paddle lessons in Hasselt also. I'm distracted. Sabine is walking there, so I'm a bit distracted.
Sabine is there, so we're waving at... no, she doesn't look at her, but...
Yeah, I was distracted, sorry. The normal life is also good. I think I try to find a good balance in being here and being recognized and having people taking pictures and having my normal life.
And what is the aim of the Bachelorette? Because I don't know the show. What is it? Is it...
I know. The aim of the Bachelorette is actually that there were men who could sign in. Okay. For the show, who could, and they were looking for a relationship. Okay. I think not all were looking for a relationship, but they could sign in to get to know me. All right. And I had to make a decision. Yes or no. Every week, who had to go home. Ah, right. And I had to give a rose. Like, do you accept this rose? You haven't seen it in America? No. It's like a big show in America. Okay. But it went really well, actually. The TV show went really well in Belgium.
So it's like Tinder live.
Oh, please don't call it Tinder. I didn't go to bed with anyone there. I was very, very... I behave very well. Yeah. It's not for me. It's not a kind of Tinder, but it is a dating. It's a dating show. Right. So I was there to meet... there were 14 men who were there to get to know me, and I had to choose one in the end. And
you were the only woman?
I was the only woman. Okay. So I was like the Bachelorette, so the single woman who was...
I'm sorry, I didn't look into the show. I wanted you to tell me about it.
Yeah, so, I will tell you. I was the only single woman there. Okay. It was about me having to choose one of the 14 men who signed in. Okay. So I had to go on dates. I played paddle with them. I got to know them. Okay. On camera, it's always different. Yeah. But it was a good experience. I chose at the end. I remember actually crying the last week before I had to choose. I cried with the production. Like, I think he's not. I think he's not in here for me. I think it's not. So I already knew kind of like, okay, maybe this is not going to be someone forever. Yeah. But I made a decision on someone who was really in love with me, who was a fun and good guy, but who I knew like, okay, maybe this is not forever. So for me, the person at that moment was just not in the show. Okay. Yeah, I tried. I did my best. I got to know them like really honestly and very like like I was really myself. Yep. Like it was not a game. Like I really wanted to get to know them. But he was not in there. Yeah. So you didn't end up with him
at the end?
No, yeah, I chose one, but we after a few weeks we decided that it's not. So it didn't. It wasn't. Personally, TV show was a success, but personally, he wasn't. It wasn't a success. Actually.
Well, it's hard for a concept to make it work.
Definitely. And but before you start, you don't know.
Yeah, no.
So you go like naively. You go like, okay, if it can happen like this, it's like a really original, cool thing. Yeah. But then you have the whole camera things and the settings, and it's not an easy.
No.
But it can. Like I think there are definitely couples that came out of like a show like this. Yeah. But it's hard.
Is there other things that I didn't talk about that you love or passion that you have and that you doing today other than paddle? You don't play tennis anymore at all?
That's also a good question, what you said. Again, no, I will share this. I like everything that is with health. Like I like to travel and do retreats.
Right.
So everything that is with health, and I'm always like trying to improve my brain and studying stuff. So now I'm like into somatic exercises. It is for trauma. Yeah. So like to calm your nervous system down. Like I try to get more information on this, and I like everything that is like biohacking and well-being, wellness. So yeah, I'm into this very much. Paddle to me is also a passion. I love doing it. It's a healthy hobby. Yeah. And I teach also, so it's like it's a good thing. I have my children, I have my job, and then the well-being part I like to learn more, and so it's like to me it's very interesting.
Yeah, it is. And do you still follow a little bit of soccer, knowing that you love your dad and that your dad was such a big Belgian sportsman that everyone remembers? And do you follow a little bit or
no? No, I'm not into soccer, but my son plays soccer.
Oh, you have to.
I have to a little bit, but I'm not so much interested in soccer. But I actually never really was. No. Only for my dad or maybe my ex-husband. Yeah. But for me personally, I enjoy it watching the game, but it's not that I know many names in Belgium or not at all actually. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Elke Clijsters, to have been with me. It was a big pleasure to have a bit of a talk with you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for being there. Thank you, Elke.
Thank you.